Welcome to another episode of Yoga with Gretchen. Today we're going to be working on our hips. So if anyone has any tension in their hips or a little less mobility than they would like, I know my hips tend to hold a lot of tension. This is also where we store a lot of our emotions. So during this practice, if any emotions come up of any sort, whether that's crying or anything like that, let it come out, let it release, let it get away from your hips finally, let it just wash away. So we're going to start in easy pose with your legs crossed. And let's just close our eyes here. Start to get connected to your breath. This is where you get to set your intention for your practice today. So it could be a word or a phrase, a quote that you like, maybe a lesson that you're going through. Since we're working on our hips today, I would like to offer up the word release. Anything that comes up, emotions, whatever, just let it release. Now take your right hand, take the peace fingers of your right hand. I'm opposite you, so maybe you can look in the mirror and see, mirror me a bit. And place the peace fingers of your right hand on your third eye, right between your eyebrows. Take your thumb, close off your right nostril. Deeply inhale through your left nostril. Now, with your other fingers, close off your left nostril, release your right, and exhale out your right. Inhale through your right. Close it with your thumb, release your other fingers, exhale out your left. Keep it going here. Inhale through your left. Close it off, open the right, and exhale out your right. Inhale through the right. Close it off. Exhale out your left. At your own pace here. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale through your left. Exhale out your right. Inhale through the right. Exhale out the left. 1 more round. Inhale through the left. Exhale out the right. Inhale through the right. And exhale out your left. This breath is what helps to equalize the left and right sides of the brain, so you're getting the same amount of oxygen to each side. Because sometimes we tend to, maybe one side is a little clogged, so you tend to inhale more through this side's getting more oxygen. So it's really best to try and do this. You can do this breath, honestly, as much as you like. You can do it throughout the day, maybe just for a couple minutes in the morning, but really it just equalizes everything in the brain so that one side's not getting more oxygen than the other. Now we're going to come into cobbler's pose. So soles of your feet come together, knees open as wide as you can. If you want more of a stretch, you can bring your heels in closer to you. Gently place your hands on your knees. Just a little bit of weight on your knees. You don't want to be too harsh when you're just starting out. So deeply inhale here, and exhale. You can take a forward fold. You don't have to go too far, just go as far as your body allows you to. And remember that each day is different, depending on what you've eaten the night before, or how much sleep you've had. Your body changes from day to day. So some things that you can do normally, you may notice on some days that you can't do it at that moment. So just find a stretch here that feels good to you. And relax into the posture. Let your hips release. Come back to your intention of releasing. Let your low back release, let your neck and head release as well. And push yourself back up. Now bend your left leg. To you it might look like your right, but bend your left one, the other one. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and keep your right foot flexed. This is figure 4. So this is another easy hip opener. Stretch and just breathe into it here. If you want, you can take your left heel closer to you for more of a stretch. Wherever you are, place your hands behind you, fingertips pointing towards the back. Keep your heart lifted. Keep that right foot flexed. Breathe. And switch sides. Place your right foot down. Keep your right knee bent. Take your left ankle, cross it over your right knee. Keep your left foot flexed. Again, you can maybe scoot in your right heel a little bit, whatever feels good in your body today. Take it easy. Inhale. And keep that foot flexed as you exhale and release. And come out of it. Now, we're going to come into hero's pose. So, if you can, bring your feet, as you bend your knees, bring your feet to the outsides of your bum or your hips. The goal is to try and keep your knees together, but if you have to leave them separate a bit, that's totally fine. Maybe, if you want, you can take a block and place it underneath your bum, or a pillow or anything like that you have handy to maybe elevate your hips a bit. So hero's pose is right here. Now you have a few options. If there's any knee pain here also, please do not try this, or take a block so that you can sit on it, or a pillow or something like that. So from here, you're going to lift the chest. And as you exhale, you can slowly lower down, maybe to your forearms, if that feels good. Maybe, again, if you can today, maybe lower all the way down onto your back and relax your shoulders. And then you can just rest here for a few breaths. Just opening up the front of our body, the psoas slightly, the thighs especially, and all the ligaments that run over the kneecap. And let's push back up. If you are down on the floor, push yourself back up the way you came. And then come onto your knees, all fours, hands stacked directly under your shoulders, hips and knees are also in line. Keep your hands nice and wide, spread them as wide as you can on your mat. Always do this anytime you're putting any pressure on your hands. Always spread them nice and wide, and then start to grip with your fingertips. This will start to create an arch, almost like a dome shape in your hands, which is going to protect your carpal bridge, preventing things like carpal tunnel, so that your carpal bridge is right here at the base of your hand. So anytime you're on your hands in down dog, and on all fours, anything, spread your fingers nice and wide and start to grip with your fingertips. Tuck your toes from here and push back into down dog. Make any adjustments that you need. Maybe walk out your dog, bend one knee and then the other. Just let it feel really good as you start to stretch out the backs of your legs, the back body. Again, keep your fingers nice and wide. Push into the L shape of your finger and your pointer finger and your thumb. Let your head hang heavy. Lift your heels and then sink them back down. Breathe here. Inhale, lift your right leg high to the sky. Keep your hips square. As you exhale, step your foot through your hands. Let your left knee drop down. Inhale, crescent moon. Lift your arms up nice and high. Breathe. Feel the stretch in the front of your left leg and all of the muscles that run all through here and over your hip bone like your psoas. Breathe. And bring your hands to prayer. As you exhale, take a revolved twist. So left elbow comes to the outside of your right knee. Hands are still in prayer. You can gaze down, you can look straight out, you can look back or up. Option here also to just release your neck, let it hang. Release the muscles there. Now, lift your back knee. So you stay here in revolved crescent lunge. As you inhale, lift your arms up to crescent. So back heel is lifted, feet are in two parallel lines. Continue to breathe. And as you exhale, open up to warrior two. So again, adjust your stance if you need. Bend nice and deep into your right knee. Tee out your arms, gaze over your right hand. Shoulders stack directly over your hips. Think about pulling your right knee open towards your right pinky toe. Inhale, straighten your front leg. As you exhale, triangle, reach forward, and then your right arm comes down, left arm comes high. Hold and breathe here. Take your hips and slightly tuck them out towards the back. So you're coming from here to here. Inhale back up to center. We're going to come into horse pose. So turn your feet out, hands in prayer, bend your knees. Hold here and breathe. You can also kind of sway side to side if that gets a little bit more juice in your hips. Start to oil up the joints. Let them loosen, let them release. And then find some stillness again. Inhale back to standing. Feet now parallel, so turn them forward. Inhale, tee out your arms. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana, forward fold with wide legs. Again, you can adjust your stance here if you want to go a little wider or a little shorter. A couple of options as well. If you want to release your low back, bend your knees a little bit more. If you want more of a hamstring stretch, straighten your legs and maybe even place your hands behind your legs and pull your chest forward towards your thighs. Inhale, back up to stand. And toe heel your feet back together. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms down, just step it back to down dog. Inhale your left leg high behind you, square your hips. Exhale, step your foot through your hands. Back knee comes down. Inhale, crescent moon, breathe here. Again, you're wanting the stretch in your right front of your leg. All the muscles and the ligaments and the fascia in there. Bring your hands to heart center. As you exhale, twist towards the left. So right elbow hooks to the outside of your left knee. Keep pressing into your hands to twist even deeper. And head can be gazing up or back, down to the floor, or maybe just completely relax your neck. And now lift up your back knee for revolved crescent lunge. Inhale, crescent. So again, back heel is lifted, feet are in two parallel lines. Try to think about squaring your hips. So if your back hip is starting to open up, try to keep it square. Breathe here. And as you exhale, open up to warrior two. Again, adjust your stance as you need. Bend into your left knee. Gaze over your left hand. Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. Left knee is open towards the left side of the room. Inhale, straighten your leg. As you exhale, reach forward, triangle pose, left arm down, right arm high. Do the same thing with your hips, try and start to tilt them towards the back of the room. Breathe here. And come back up to stand. I'm going to turn around just to face you. Come back into horse squat, so feet facing out, hands at your heart, bend into your knees, breathe. Again, you can take that little sway from side to side if that feels good. Little dance today. Feel the movement in your body, and hold still. Inhale back up to stand, parallel your feet. If you want, you can interlace your hands behind you. Keep a nice bend though in your arms slightly to protect your shoulders. Or you can tee out your arms here, or you can grab for your elbows behind your back. Whatever works for you. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, Prasarita. If your hands are grabbing for each other, try to keep them up towards the ceiling, up towards the sky. So you can open up your chest as you also work on releasing your hips. Inhale back up to stand. And release, maybe shake it up. Now, we're going to come into frog squat. So feet facing out, hands come to your heart. If you can, without touching the ground with your hands, lower all the way down until you come to frog squat. So your elbows are pushing into the insides of your knees to push your heart forward and to open up your hips. Hands can be at the center of the chest. If you can't get your hands to the center of the chest, keep your hands maybe on the ground, but keep pushing your elbows into your knees. Breathe into it. Option here to take a twist or a bind. So you can place one hand on the ground, the other hand up for a twist. Or you can take the hand that's up, wrap it behind your back. Take the hand that's on the ground, wrap it around your leg, and maybe find your hands meeting each other behind you. A nice twist, which you can later come into other things like birds of paradise, which we won't get into today, because we're focusing on our hips. And come back to center. If you did one side, do the other. You can do the twist, or you can do the bind, where the upper hand comes around your back, lower hand wraps around your leg and meets your other hand behind you. Continue to breathe. Don't forget that. That's very important. Get the nice fresh oxygen into your muscles. And come back to center. Coming to all fours now. Take your right leg and start to walk it through your hands. Place your hands even more farther forward than they already are. Half pigeon we're coming into. So your right ankle will meet your left wrist, and your right knee will meet your right wrist. And then start to shimmy your back leg a little bit towards the back. Come sitting up nice and tall. The goal is eventually to get your front leg parallel with the front of the mat, but having your foot a little closer is absolutely fine. You're still going to get the stretch if that's where your body's at today. But eventually, the goal is to get the foot and the leg parallel. Keep your front foot flexed. Gaze over your right shoulder to make sure that your left foot is not sickled. If it is, straighten it out a little bit. Breathe in here. Exhale, fold over your leg if you can. And let your neck and head hang nice and heavy. We're going to be here for a few breaths. This is a very intense posture, no matter where you are in your practice. Even if you're flat on the floor laying over your leg, this is still a very intense stretch, and it's supposed to be. It's supposed to open up your hips and release any of those emotions, any of that tension that's been held in there that we don't even know we're necessarily holding on to. And push yourself back up. And then come to the other side. So gently bring your right leg in, bring your left leg to meet it. Find all fours again. And take your left foot forward now and walk it up a little bit. Walk up your hands so your left ankle meets your left wrist, or your right wrist rather, and your left knee meets your left wrist. Shimmy your other leg back. And I know my left hip is a bit more tight than my right. Again, keep your left foot flexed. Gaze over your left shoulder. Make sure your back foot is straight. And that will also square your hips. And think about trying as best you can to get your chin parallel with the front of the mat. But again, if your leg comes in a bit, that's totally fine. As long as you are not in pain. That's the main thing. Inhale here. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold over your front leg. And again, I can't really come down as far on my left side because my left hip is a bit tighter. But remember that this is all part of the practice. It's part of accepting where your body is in this moment, during this day. Love your body where it is today. Breathe. Relax your head and neck as best you can. If you have a block or a pillow or something, that's a good thing to have as well. If you want to prop your arms up on that. Breathe deeply. Fresh oxygen into your body, into the muscles. Let your hips release any of the tension. And push yourself back up. And we're going to come down all the way to our backs. Plant your feet down on the mat. Knees are bent, pointing up towards the ceiling. Scoot your heels in towards your glutes. Place your palms down. Inhale, bridge pose. Lift your hips. And send your heart towards your chin as your chin pulls away from your chest, opening up the front of your body even more. Imagine that you have a brick in between your thighs and you're squeezing it together to keep your knees at hip distance instead of opening out. You can also place a block underneath you and take more of a yin approach. And lower down. Soles of your feet together, knees open wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. Left hand on your heart, right hand on your belly. Just start to feel your breath as you inhale. Feel your belly and chest rise. And as you exhale, feel them collapse. One more breath. Close your knees like a book. Find happy baby pose. So first, to set this up, start with your entire back flat down on your mat. Try to keep it there. Tuck your chin slightly. Grab for the insides or outsides of the soles of your feet. As you bend your knees in towards your ribs, again, try to keep all the way down to your tailbone on your mat. If you're doing any of this, That's not exactly safe. So try to keep your entire back down. And if you can't reach your legs in order to keep your back flat on the mat, grab for your inner thighs. You can stay here, you can sway side to side if it feels good on your back. And bring your knees in, give yourself a little hug. I do this for all of my classes at the end of practice. Kiss your right knee, kiss your left knee. Thank your body for getting you through your practice and every day of your life. Take a Shavasana for just a moment here. Let your body relax. Spread your legs out as wide as you want, arms the same. You can continue to take a long Shavasana if you'd like. Or if you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bring some life back into your body. Roll your wrists and ankles one direction and the other way as well. Take a full body stretch. And you can roll over onto either side for fetal pose, creating a pillow with your bottom bicep. And then push yourself up to a seated position. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Find prayer above your head. Bring your hands to your third eye for kind thoughts about myself and about others. Bring your hands to your lips for kind words to myself and to others. Bring your hands to your heart for kindness and compassion for myself and for others. Namaste. I'll see you next time.